What you think, man?
I've been in the polyamory lifestyle. I can't even say lifestyle because it's not a lifestyle. It's a way of loving, not a way of living. I've been polyamorous for about 10 years now.
Okay.
And the mindset for me is mentally, I think I've been polyamorous longer than actually practicing it because I've always felt that this like monogamy just doesn't fit for me. Right. I don't understand why I have to only love one person or why I can only show affection for one person. Where is this written? Why do I have to go along with what the societal standard supposedly is?
Right.
And then the problem comes when you love somebody too much. When you let yourself love somebody too much,
and they don't love you the same.
It's not even matter whether they love you back or not. They can love you back, but it's still unhealthy to love somebody that much. Which I understand that ideology of that. Well, I can't have. I might as well. I've been there. I know that. But at the same time, you have to realize, what your culpability is in a relationship going, however it went. You start thinking about, well, damn, I did this. So, you can love somebody too much. And then, see, this complicates things for us men because we already have a hard time forming those emotional attachments. You already told them, don't do that.
The missing link to that goes back to a time before we even thought, why doesn't my father like is that a protection for me?
Right.
Or is that the way he was raised? Or maybe somebody hugged him one day, a man hugged him. I'm not saying this is what happened, but I'm just saying we got
but there are things that could have happened that absolutely that caused him to be the way he is.
Made him feel weird, needed.
Right.
So the things that we think are sometimes a rejection or a lack may have been a protection.
And most of the time they are like absolutely. So if we don't understand that, all we know is the rejection.
You see, like what I understand with my father,
men were going to jail, killing each other, and then now we got bisexual, then we got gays, now we got transgender. So with all of that going on, the purpose of that was removing the black man, the black male from the household. Okay? So with him not being in the household, she's getting the welfare, or she's out there in the workforce, forced to take care of herself, and if she have children, to take care of the children alone. Whether he's in jail, whether he's dead, whether he's bisexual, whether he's gay, whatever. The black male was removed from the home, and black woman was forced to provide for the children, for herself.
You're missing one other thing that removes black male from the home. That's white women. Because after a while, it was run on black men, white women. Yeah, white women. At one point, black men, they just had to have a white woman. No matter what their social economical status was, white women was the way to go. And so that pulled a lot of black men out of the house.
Damn, I sure missed that. I mean, I know Rick James, I know, you did it. I just didn't think of that as a major absence of the black man. So
being a provider means so many things.
Right.
It means put you in a house. It means I got your back. It means we're doing this together. It means I'm not gonna walk away when things get hard. That's providing, right? I'm gonna provide emotional protection so that you can, I'll be present for you when you don't feel like you can be there for yourself or whatever, so there's so much more definition to the thing, right? And even on the flip side, looking at, men with kids, right? I remember I did not want a man who had kids. And I was about 25 when I met my ex-husband and stuff like that.
Hey, Jizzle, what it is?
What's up with you? What's up?
Shit, it's your world. You know how it is. I'm still trying to pass through.
I be early, too early. And then when I
Oh, okay.
today I said I'm just gonna wait.
I ain't know you was on.
I said I'm just gonna wait. Cause usually
Yeah,
by the time I come back, y'all have been already started.
yeah, I didn't know you was coming on today.
Yeah, I didn't either, but here we are.
That's it. That's it. Uh, yeah, Kurt. He won't be able to make it, and so we gonna run it. Keep it short, simple, and sweet.
Alright. What about Georgia and Austin?
I seen George in a minute, so I don't know what's up with old George. And then Austin, he'll probably pop in for a second when we get deep.
Okay. Alright.
Now, they wrapping up that Diddy trial. You know what I'm saying? They getting ready to do all their closing arguments. So this part of our trending topics.
Okay.
They wrapping up the Diddy trial. And me personally, I really don't see too much on that man, except he got a badass attitude. He beat women and all that crazy shit. But he going to therapy for that. And they hadn't brought that up yet, but I mean, he going to therapy for it. They trying to get him on that man law, whatever, the little fly across state lines and have sex. I mean, hell, that's gonna be all of us going to goddamn jail. I mean, who ain't been in out of state and somebody catch a flight and y'all meet up, whether she's sneaking around on her husband or whether she meets you in Houston, she fly in from Georgia and y'all have sex and you give her money to go get an outfit or some food, you exchange money. So I don't know. It's just crazy.
Is that called interstate sex trafficking?
It can be titled whatever you want when you're trying to get somebody. It's
Let me
called
ask you
having
something.
sex.
The intimidation that he did, the setting people up and
Look,
putting them in unpleasant positions and then videotaping it so he can use that to basically puppeteer master them. You don't see nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's
just
maybe
like
immoral,
Denzel
but
said
it's
on
not
training day.
illegal.
Like Denzel said on training day. Ain't nobody put no gun to his head when he had that boy in there taking out them damn drugs.
But
They
what
ain't
if they
put
were
no.
children at the
Well, I
time?
hadn't seen a
Like
child yet. Who's the child?
Usher, Justin Bieber,
Oh, shit.
Usher.
Okay. My thing is, just like with the Tyler Perry thing, if I'm getting molested and all that, why the hell am I keep going around?
People do things for money.
And that's a personal choice. So I'm just
Yeah.
I'm mixed on it. But like I say, free that man, free R. Kelly, whatever. Because it is what it is. I mean, the man just got a
I
freaky
mean, the
style.
way I look at it, I think a lot of what he did was immoral, not necessarily illegal.
Right.
It wasn't cool what he did and how he
Right.
did.
And he ain't the only one. And like you
No.
probably know somebody just as crazy, freaky from your hometown. You know.
I don't
And
be down. I don't know nothing about no baby oil parties now.
we
I
ain't talking
can't
about
go
no
that
baby
far.
oil. I'm talking about somebody who have multiple women, multiple sex, or a house or something that they meet up at and have, at night. And, we used to throw mansion parties back in the day.
I
And
got you.
in
I know
Shreveport,
what you're talking about.
mansion parties. And we used to throw pajama parties. And they come to pajama parties in your pajamas. And everybody had different ones
And the
had
women
rooms.
we negligee and all that to those parties.
Thanks. And then
But we
you
didn't
look
get
up, you
raped
see
though.
somebody you like, you single,
We didn't get raped.
and they didn't either. They just had sex with multiple people. And rape is when you say, no. These women wasn't saying no. They even showed a video. They was just walking in the room, holding hands, walking the room, doing things. So I don't know. And if that's the case, They go back on me and my homies, me and the homie. Man, we
have
in some
plenty
shit.
of charge.
Yeah, we in some shit. Right here. That brother beside me with that black hat on, me and him, we
He
did some
look
shit.
like he up to no good.
We did some shit. So if that's the case, you know, we was throwing parties. We had the fucking Spanish Fly and all that shit up in there. Listen to them Beastie Boys. We did our thing. So I'm just saying, everybody enjoyed it. Everybody had fun. Some girls went home. Some got in the corner. Some was in the back seat of a car doing their thing. We
You
threw
would be a
pajama parties.
cowboy
So
back in the day.
it was what it was.
Be a
And
cowboy.
then nobody hold no gun to their head. So when they mamas come out there looking for them, we ain't seen them. We thought she went home. You know, that wasn't none of our business. So what it is, they ain't really got nothing on that dude. But the fact that they spent all this money and the feds involved all this money, he got to do something. So they probably gonna get 2 down, 1 count here, 1 count there. Then they gonna probably roll it all and probably give him 10 to 20 years. And he'll probably do 8, get out good behavior, some bullshit. But they're gonna have to give him some type of time. If they can't declare it a mistrial, which his people was trying to do. And now that Trump got the little war shit going on, the chances of him just pardoning before they send his ass are gonna be slim to none. So if Puff can't, and if Trump can't get him out, they're gonna make him do about 10 to 20. But I don't know, because it may be a hung jury. And you know, because just like with the R. Kelly thing, I feel like if they wasn't so gun-ho on putting somebody in prison, that man need help mentally. So does P. Diddy. So instead of them just locking these brothers up, put them on that damn home arrest shit, because that Me Too shit, that's the worst law ever put into play. That means somebody can come up and say, "Oh, he touched me," and then 30 other people, "Here, he touched me too," and that's it.
I think
No
it has
evidence.
been abused. It's been overly used and abused.
No evidence. 20, 30 years later. Come on now. That's just crazy to me, you know, but you know, it is what it is.
But we're not gonna discount women who actually was SA, you know, and
We gonna
apes
discount
and
them because they had fucking 30 years to say something. So I'm sorry. I understand that you had 30 freaking years to say something. All that, they was afraid, they were this and that. Nigga, you ain't been around this dude in 15, 20 years, and now all of a sudden you want to come out because I got no respect for you. Real nigga shit. I just don't. And you can sit here and feel sorry for the black woman all we want to. But I ain't buying it. I'm not buying it. And that's bullshit. You know.
I don't have the respect for somebody that'll wait that long and then necessarily wait on somebody else before they speak out. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about women who actually have been to these types of parties and actually been assaulted or been
They
taken
knew,
advantage of.
They knew what they were getting into. When we literally say ain't no party like a DJ Black party, we meant ain't no party like a DJ Black party. So if you didn't want to be part of that,
what if you being manipulated with words?
It's
You know, men can manipulate you.
I got some haters. I got lots of haters. It was a couple lames. I ain't never go to his parties because you knew what the fuck was gonna go on. They finna get turned up, they finna get fucked up, and they finna have a good time. And if you ain't part of that life, don't come. And guess what? I still had 750 to 1,000 in that bitch every time.
But that don't mean turned up and turned down.
Hey, if they came there to get turned down, hey, turned out, it is what it is. A lady got mad because her daughter was dressed one way leaving the house. Then this rap group did a video and she saw her daughter on there with a little bra on and some coochie cutters. and try to get mad at me. Take that
Now,
video
that's not your
down.
fault.
Take that video down. And everybody was up under the comments saying he doesn't do that. That's your fault that you don't know what your daughter wearing when she leave that house. You know, so I had to contact the rappers and have them to take the video down because this lady was acting a goddamn fool. You know, so it's just all part of that life. If you kind of know, if you know that somebody gonna be in a room doing cocaine and you don't want to be around cocaine, then don't go to the party. And when you see them break out the cocaine now, don't get me wrong. There used to be people that come to our parties and see, and when I say this, I'm talking about we 16, 17 years old with weed, we had alcohol, we doing our thing, you know, in a public building. In a public building, we had prime condoms, all that shit everywhere. We had a big old condoms. So they knew when they came in there, somebody's legs was gonna be open. And it was certain people, certain females, and a few guys that would actually leave the party early when they see us coming in with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? We like, okay, we got a room in the back that we're gonna have a table with some OG. We had the alcohol and on ice. I'm talking about bottles of Crown and stuff sitting in ice, in the ice chest. And certain people would go back there for a little while and they do their thing, they come back out. Go back there, do their thing, come back out. Some people would see that and they were leaving. So everybody there, you say the Justin Bieber thing, Ursh and all that, but everybody who's there that they really, really have on trial, these old ass 25, 30-year-old women, they knew what the hell they were doing, bro. They knew what the hell they were doing. So I'm
you
not
can
buying.
Go in. I can go. Now I get what you're saying. Don't come to a man room at 2:00 in the morning and this and another, thinking that it's all cool. Okay, but I go to your party at 8 in the evening and it's midnight and here come the rubbers and the baby oil. I did not know nothing about the rubbers and the baby oil
Then
being at your party.
you get your ass out of there. That ain't got nothing to do with you. You be like, damn, I ain't know y'all was doing this. I'm finna go, hey, come pick me up. Tax.
Time to go.
Yeah, it's time for you to go. And many of them would say that too. When certain people would come in there and they smell the weed around them, or something like that, or they know it's gonna be a fight or something, or this and that, they like, hey, we finna go. This ain't for us. Hey man, we gonna holler at y'all later, man. I ain't know such stuff's gonna be here. And they dip, you know, and that was respected and expected. So yeah, I ain't buying that one. So, but we'll see though. But I don't think they try everything by Friday. I don't think it's gonna be done by Friday. It'll probably be Tuesday, probably Wednesday. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's a hung jury because the world is so messed up now and people going through so much shit and they done been through so much. Somebody on that jury gonna be like, damn, I did something similar to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So somebody I guess feel like it's probably gonna be hung. And if it don't, they're gonna probably give him about 20 years or so. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's a hung jury if they can't prove a mistrial. Now, the other thing in trending news, we got some new champions. You know what I'm saying? That was my money was on them. I think Drake had a whole bunch of money on them. So Drake is known for cursing teams and losing, but he put his money on them because SGA was in his Nokia video. So he put a whole lot of money that team was gonna win the championship, and they
I'm
won.
happy for them. I was wanting the Pacers to win because they ain't won since Reggie Miller.
But they have
period.
That team there.
Yeah, I was happy for them as well.
Yeah, I had a little wager on them, so I ain't mad. I was like,
I don't
yeah,
like gambling like that. I can't gamble like that.
Yeah, I just threw it out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I put up what I didn't care to lose, and then it ended up paying back 4 times. So I'm like, I'm good. So I was like MIA all freaking, you know what I'm saying? Like shit, this is my first day back on the planet. That's why I was late posting everything.
Okay, that's what's up though.
And then you got your boy. Boom. Y'all about to start World War III around the beach.
Well, you know, Trump
But
one of them type of people that ask for permission. I mean, he don't ask for permission. He just asks for forgiveness. You know, he ain't gonna ask you, can he do it? He gonna do it, and then y'all talk about it later.
yeah, shoot first, ask questions later. Ask questions last. My thing with that is I'm cool with what he did. I don't like the timing. Iran been threatening us with the nuclear all the way back since Bush and all that. They were threatening. The first Bush senior, they was threatening.
Yeah.
Then Obama brought it up. He wanted to do a little something with him, but they agreed with Obama that they was gonna chill out on it, so he wouldn't come in there and mess with him.
Right.
And then all the time they started back when Obama left and they knew he was gone. They started back and they creating this big nuclear program, and they've been threatening us. Y'all need to stay out of the way. We got this, and that, and that. So when Trump saw them with the Israel thing, and then they was threatening us again. If you guys get in it, we gonna do this. He was like, you know what? The only thing they got on us is that nuclear shit. So he said, so we gonna creep over there and bomb that nuclear. You know, mess up the program.
My thing is, you don't know if they got another one somewhere underground somewhere either.
Yeah, and then it's high alert. I was talking to somebody today that's in Virginia, that's moving to Virginia, and she say she's in that strike zone, and they was telling them how to prepare for it and all that just in case. But I don't
what you mean,
feel
like
it's
tape
gonna
up
get
the windows and all that. What do you
she was
mean
saying
prepare?
she still didn't know how she was gonna escape the radiation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm sure they got something online, Amazon or something, because if they got it in the hospitals, they got some shit online that you can go on there and order. It'll be in 2 to 3 days if you use Amazon Prime. So,
well, I read that you know, they want you to tape up your doors, windows, and cracks and things from the outside and stay basically indoors. My thing is that when what Trump is doing is showing us that we need to go back and there's no checks and balances, right? He got rid of all of his checks and balances people that's supposed to check him, supposed to balance out what he does. And the fact that that's missing and that a president is able to how are you able to disassemble the team of checks and balances when that's what they're there for, to check and balance you? See, we need to go back and revisit the presidential power, the power that a president had. What Trump has exposed to us is that we gave the president the seat of the president too much power. That's what Trump has exposed
well,
to me.
they're also exposing a death wish because people getting tired of him, and we got so many guns and things out there now, you know, till the right strategy can wipe him off the map and get away with it.
I remember like when that Palestine Israel thing first started happening. Man, look, there were gas stations here that they decided they were just gonna close. The thing they said was we're out of gas. We don't have any. And they just decided to close. So let me ask you this: within the 10-mile radius around your home, how many of your gas stations, not being racist, not being no type of way, who are they owned by? If these people that they say that they have sleeper cells within the United States already here and operate and sleep, If they decide to wake them up, that could look something as simple as the gas stations around your home close and you have no way to leave that area because you have no gas. Or they have the power to like I said, you don't know. It's always that, like I said, with Trump is shoot first, ask questions later. But when you have to look at everything, the job of the president, you're supposed to look at things all around the box. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm all for throwing dropping bombs on 'em, right? But do we have the intel to know that that's their only nuclear facility? Do we have the intel to know that they don't have another one? Do we have the intel to know? It's a whole lot of other questions that should have. It seemed like for me, it could have been done under. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but I just feel that way about it. It just all seemed chaotic and careless and just I don't know, too much and not enough.
I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying. I can agree with that, but we did need to
Send a
let
strong
them know.
message.
Right, send a strong. There you go. We did need to
I
do
get
that.
it.
So
I get that.
yeah, so and I feel like we're more powerful than them. Just like when they tried to send missiles over there and strike one of our bases over there, we intercepted that. You see what I'm saying? Before
Right.
it could reach the base, we shot it down. So we ain't no punk. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not afraid of Iran like I used to be of Russia.
But Iran and Russia are allies, right?
Yeah, but all the other ones staying out of it. You see, ain't nobody trying to help Iran. China,
Mm.
they had talks of China, but they ain't doing much. Ain't nobody helping.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what's tricky with me because back in the day, all them would have came together and we would have been seeing all of them on the news and all the threats and ain't none of that going on.
Right.
They ain't saying nothing. It's just Iran. You get what I'm saying? It's just
Mhm.
Iran. So they like shit. Y'all out here by yourself. We not gonna get in unless we really have to. Now, if they send something our way, we all gonna jump up and do our thing. Balls ain't effing with us. We ain't effing with them. That's how it seems like China and them acting.
That's real
Yeah,
fucked up for them to be allies, though.
yeah, that's
Because
sure.
the whole point of having an ally is to be like, okay, if somebody fucking with me, here come my folk, here come my people.
Nah, they ain't messing with them. They like, we good.
Yeah.
They got enough going on as it is. It's been nothing voluntarily. And then I wanted you to come on tonight because I need to hear
Yeah.
your ghetto version of the topic of the night. I need to hear from the streets, and you straight gutter, you straight street.
Really? Is that right?
Oh yeah. How
Hmm.
long should you date someone before you help them out financially? Before you help them financially, and rules have changed.
Yes.
Social media done messed up a whole lot. But I still stick to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be me at the end of the day. And
Yeah.
I don't like a female asking me for money. I want to
Vice
be
versa.
able to like you and see what you got going on, get to know you, see what you got going on, and then I like to surprise you with some money.
Right. Okay. And so vice versa. When you say you don't like a female ask you for money, men do the same thing. They ask for money.
Weak
Or
ass
better
men.
yet,
That's them little young cats. Y'all
okay,
definitely.
let's knock the weak ass men out and say, what about the men that ask you for sex? They sweet too, right?
No, that ain't the same.
Oh.
No. I mean,
Okay. So
I'm
if
gonna
you
tell
can
you,
ask me
I'm
for
blunt.
sex,
I'm
it
blunt.
ain't it
I'm
ain't
blunt.
never too soon to ask me for sex, but it's too soon for me to ask you for money.
Right. Because my thing is this:
You sound foolish.
what else do a woman have to offer? If I got my own money and my
What?
own car, my own car, you ain't got nothing else.
Wow.
So if all you have is sex, he can't ask you for no money because you ain't got none. He can't ask you, it's just
Wow. Well then, if you can ask me for sex, I can ask you for money.
no,
Fair
that
exchange, no
ain't
robbery.
fast change, no robbery, but that ain't, like I said, that ain't all the time how that works.
What else
No,
you
he's
got?
saying, okay, no,
What else you got to offer?
he got money. He got
Okay then. So
leadership.
that's what
He
you got
got
to
he has
offer.
stability.
Because 9 times out of 10, you got money. Because don't say you got penis. Please don't say that. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Because you
Good
probably
business.
because 9 times out of
Hold
10.
on. Let's clear the record. And my girl don't like me talking like this, but let's clear the record.
We ain't got to. You can go and respect your girl, okay? We can
Good
move on.
Good penis is hard to find.
Nah, baby.
Yes, it is. Y'all
Okay.
got them 2, 3 little 5-minute runs, them little 4, 5 inch. This good penis is hard to find.
Well, we're gonna
So,
respect Miss Black and keep it moving on that one.
okay, but it's hard to find. But
that ain't
the
true.
deal is this. I'm talking about the women that's asking for money and not laying down with these brothers. I never fell victim to that. Because soon as the hang out, we out. Peace.
Right. Now there is a subset of people that are users. If you want to talk about the users, we're gonna say that, but we ain't gonna say all women.
Not
We
no.
can talk about
And let me
we
clear
can
this
talk
up. I
about we
see
can
you
talk
have a
about
problem with that.
takers. We can talk
let me
about takers, and we can
yeah,
talk
let
about
me clear this
users.
up
We're
on
not
here
gonna
like
say
I had to
all
do.
women.
I had to do a while back on this podcast. Let me clear something up. When we talking about people and their behaviors and different sex behaviors, it's never everybody because there's always an exception to the rule. So we're just talking about the ones who fit that category. And
But you
it's
making it seem like
majority,
it's a whole plethora of women.
it's a lot of users out there. It's a lot of them, baby. It's more users than it is women that's trying to be legit because
I beg
the
to
world is
disagree
messed up
because
now.
I
Everybody,
sometimes wish I was a man because there are so many women out here really ready, willing, and able. They taking care of men. They financially doing this. I'm gonna help him. I'm gonna be there for him. I'm gonna be by
you know
his
why?
side. Baby, I need to be a man.
You know why? That good penis hard to find.
I can't take you. I just can't.
Yeah,
We
he
got
laying
to
it
go
down.
there.
When a woman doing that, he laying it down. You understand me?
I can't. I
Food,
cannot.
don't get me wrong. Food is the way to a man's stomach. A good D is the way to a woman's soul.
Mm.
So,
Did you say soul?
yeah, they soul. Especially
Mm.
now. Especially now. That's what it's
Let me
about.
sip my water.
That's what it's about. And it's been about that. It's just more about it now because there's nothing else for people to do. So since the
Well, I'm
pandemic,
so glad
it
I'm
was before the
celibate.
pandemic, but really when the pandemic hit, you know how many women got pregnant during the pandemic?
Yes.
And it's been rolling ever since. So but what gets me, and I have to try to school all these brothers. I know so many where they just go ahead and accept being a damn trick because they like, then they come up with the excuse. I'd rather pay for it, get what I get, then she leave and I don't owe her. And then they try to hate on guys that got women or whatever married. Oh, well, you still got to pay for it and you still got to do this and that because you with her. All I do is just pay her whenever I want to see her and then she gone. I don't owe nothing else. I ain't got to pay no bill. I ain't got to do this. I ain't got to do
You
that.
gotta hold her when she cry.
Right. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's users. And I know, and like I said, I got a good buddy that it's like the women are in survival mode. And they'll do whatever they need to do to survive. It's not about love. It's not about none of that. It's whatever to do to survive.
Okay, and knowing that the women, if this what you say is true, and knowing that the women are in this survival mode, then the men use that at vulnerability to come in and infiltrate where they would normally not be able to get in an inch. They can go in an inch with that. I got you. I'll help you. I'll take
Oh,
care of
hell.
you.
The
I'll
women
pay
of the day
your
don't give a
bill.
damn about that. The women of the day don't give a damn. That's why they come out their hands out. That woman ain't giving a damn because every man, even back in the gap, any woman can find a man and lay down with her. Now, the men is with it being more one man, and then he can have at least 15 to 20 women, and they all single now. Everybody like, no, women ain't worth a damn. The women know the men ain't worth a damn, and so everybody's single. They don't respect marriage anymore because they feel like everybody's screwing around or gonna screw around at some point. Nobody take marriage serious no more. You know, like back in the day, we were taught, look at a woman's finger, and when we see a ring on there, look like a wedding ring, we was like, damn. And then we walked away. We don't say nothing. Now it's, I'm married. Are you happily married?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's no respect. And so it's just,
Yeah,
we
that
just,
trick used to work. It don't work no more.
yeah, we live in a totally different world now. And so now, majority of the women are going out with these guys, and they was like, hell, that's a free meal. They don't like them. And like I was talking to my partner that was down here.
Ain't no woman entertaining no nigga she don't like for no meal.
Shit.
Come on, man.
Let me tell you why they do that. It's like you've been in the house too long. Let me tell you why they do that. They like I told my partner that was here, the little light-skinned cat. They want Junebug, okay? But Mike got they back. Junebug lived with his baby mama and got another baby by Crystal on the way. But she crazy and she won't Junebug. But Mike is there. When she hungry, she called Mike, hey, what you doing? Going to get me and the kids some pizza or something like that. And he go, you know, get the pizza, sit over there, look at a little TV, doze off, hug on, you know, sitting there, she lay in his arms and shit, and then she, oh, shoot, it's late. And he get up and leave. Ain't got no cat yet. You know what I'm saying? So she try to, when he leaves, she texting Junebug, or while he there, she texts Junebug, he ain't hitting back, or Junebug with his mama, the one he lived with. And so she wants Junebug. So what happens is when she get tired of waiting on Junebug 3-4 months and Junebug ain't hitting her back, I'm tired of this shit. So she talked to her friends, sister, family, whatever. And then she say,
and you know this how?
I've seen it so many times. And
Okay.
then she say, listen, man, you know I ain't lying. So then she'll talk to y'all. Well, good. Well, good. I might as well, and especially when it start getting cold outside, when the fall hit, October hit. Good, I don't know.
Not the weather.
I might as well just go and get with Mike. Junebug ain't gonna act right. At least Mike, he come through. Yeah, girl, you might as well. He come through. He help you with this, he help you with that. So now she Mike, and now he walking around and head up in the air, think he got himself something. And then soon as Junebug see her with Mike, now Junebug want her again. Oh, so you with that nigga, huh? And now she acting funny with Mike because she wants Junebug, but he ain't leaving baby mama because he lived with her. That's where his draws at, his PS5, his Jordans. He ain't leaving her. And then he got Crystal that's arguing with the one he living with because she got a baby in the stomach by him. When they split up for 3 weeks, he ended up getting Crystal pregnant. And now she in the middle of all of this, still wanting Mike, still wanting Junebug, and got Mike. So that's why the women break their necks to help these guys, because Junebug got some good teeth.
Oh
Then
my God.
now they used to run the world. They got songs saying how they ran the world, but now it's that good D because it's hard to find. You got more gays than ever. If they ain't gay, you got more black on black. They dying left and right. If it ain't from gun play, trigger play, they sick. Then you got let's see, besides the gays, the ones sick, then you got the ones going to jail. So when you run into a real man that got his shit together and he's slanging that, then
But you
women
just
messed
said
up.
Junebug ain't got his shit together.
Junebug ain't got it together, but Junebug got what it need, what it take. They say Larry Bird ain't have nothing but three-pointer, but guess what? You know who he is. That's all he needed. So all
Mm-hmm.
Junebug needed was that good wood.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And you and shit, they going crazy. So they gonna take care of Junebug. You know, because he ain't got no job, he ain't got it together because he's still living with his girl. But a person who can sit around 24/7, whenever he got plenty of time to work on his sexual craft, because he ain't doing shit. You know, look
Yeah,
at TV,
that's true.
play the video game while she at work and stroke herself and watch a little porn here. And then when she get off work, he had a little bad water ran. They made her a little bologna
Hamburger
sandwich,
helpful.
a little bologna sandwich with the crust around it and
Damn,
put
we can't even get hamburger helpful. Now don't get
no.
me like wrong. A little
He made
fried
a little
bologna,
sandwich.
fried hard with a little mustard. That's my
Yeah,
jam.
he didn't gave her that with a Faygo soda, and
Mm,
she feels special. She's special for
mm.
the time being. A red Faygo soda.
Not she feels special.
Yeah, she feels special.
Oh my.
And so yeah, so don't catch it hard because Mike, she didn't really want him, and that's why I preach so much on here. And I'm gonna do a. They've been wanting me to say some of this stuff on my TikTok. Do a 3-minute TikTok or 2-minute TikTok and talk about it.
Oh, about what?
You have to find a woman that likes you. If
Okay.
you calling her and she not picking up, or you trying to get in touch with her, she busy, she hits you for a second, hey, let me hit you back. She hang up and 2 days pass. That woman don't want you, bro.
That's the same thing for men though. Men play that game like that.
Because we able to play it now.
Nah, baby, don't play
Men
them
have
type game.
options. Just like
If you
y'all
want me,
chose.
yeah, you may have options, sweetheart, but guess what? I can do bad by myself. And so you can be out there with your options, but your options ain't gonna never be me.
Y'all
You
chose
ain't
to try to
you can have
y'all
all the
chose to
options
try
in
to
the
do what
world.
men do.
I
Y'all
I used
chose
to tell them all the time, you go get them as big, as red as you want, but they ain't gonna never be me.
I don't know, man. There's so many single women out there now. It's easy to find a duplicate.
It's not. It's not because here's the thing: you got to stand firm on who you are as a woman. Even when I was learning who I was as a woman, it still was some no goes, some shit that I would do that I had to go back. You go back and be like, okay, damn. That's what I stand on. I ain't never did no shit like that. Like I ain't never slept with now one of my friends' man. I ain't never entertained a
You lip
man
one
that
of them.
used
You lip
to.
locked with one of them.
No, I have not. That's nasty. That's gross. I got some morals. Like I said, I'm a hoe with morals.
All right, so you
Don't
got
get it
morals now.
twisted.
When you get
Yes,
morals.
I've been having growed up
Oh,
with them.
okay.
And
Whoa.
they train up a child in the way that they should go. I was trained the right way, and
Mm.
then I did my thing. Now I'm back, like the prodigal son. You know how they go. You know how they go.
Yeah.
I'm back there. I'm back at it again. But what I'm saying is this. No, I ain't never dated one of my friends, man. I ain't never had sex with a guy that done had sex with my friend before. Not that I knew of, and that she knew of, and he knew. We all knew, and we kept no. So I had to think about it. Okay, you know what? Then that's something that I stood on, even as a young woman when I didn't even know what I stood on or what I stood for. Right? But it was just certain things I just couldn't do. Like use a guy. You have guys that's all they do, especially when they know, like you say, they got options to hook you, to pull you, to bait you. They throw their money around, right? Okay,
The
so
weakness.
man, it ain't it be
I
real
don't think.
live D boys be
Yeah,
throwing
but
their
like I
money
say, they
around,
have
you
to
know.
do that to. And then that woman that you attract with that money, that ain't the one that you want to be with.
No,
And
you just
see,
doing that to fuck.
I have to do that. I have to do that.
I'm just saying.
I
So
think
you
in
got
my case, it was more word of mouth. So I didn't have to show a lot. You know how some people they can't keep it to
nah,
yourself.
I don't know. I don't know nothing about all this.
You can't
Yeah.
keep it to yourself. But
Oh my God. My God.
but it's like going out on them dates and she asking you to help her with a bill, or she's asking you,
How long
she's
we been
telling you
dating?
her
If I
problem.
ask, how long can we date before I ask you for help on the bill?
I'm gonna say at least 3 months. And
Do we
then
have
I
to
don't
have
want you
sex?
to ask me, because if you ask me, I'm gonna say I don't have it.
Right. Okay. And
I
I'm
don't
gonna
want
ask
to.
you. I'm gonna ask you for more than what I need, so we can meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, because me, if you say, "Hey, I need $50,"
Yeah, I
you'll be
need
lucky to get
500.
20. You'll be lucky to get 20 to 25, and that's just
If I
me
say I
because
need 500, I might can get 250.
you probably get 100. Because if you knew
Dang,
500, you should have been working on that. And I just met you too.
dang,
I probably
dang.
wouldn't give you 100. I'd probably just say, "Damn," and
Okay,
I'll
first
be
of all,
prepared. I'll be prepared not to talk to you no more.
right, I won't want to talk to me no more either. Because if I ask you for that type of money up front, right, then you don't know me, and I'm more than likely we ain't had sex, even if we have,
Yeah,
right?
I did once or twice. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay. So we're not dating though, right?
No, we're not
We just
dating. It's just
had.
a hook up every blue moon.
Mm. Oh no, you're gonna have to pay for those.
No, no.
You got to pay for those. See,
Mm-mm.
women don't mind having sex for free with their man. But these dudes have you just want sex from me? You want what? From who?
But what if
You
they
know,
just want sex? What if they want sex from him? It's a difference.
there's a difference. That's
Yeah,
all that make
she
all the
wants
difference in
him.
the world. That
Yeah.
alone make all the difference
So
in the world.
I never
You
was
may
one who
want me,
begged to
but
do
I
that.
don't want you. So if you want me and I don't want you,
Right. And
that,
see, I
that's the
stayed
difference.
away from that. I stayed away from that. I was the one where they was like, "Why you don't like me?" And
Cool.
like Austin and all of them tell you, I was an exception to the rule, because it's just a lot of things that I didn't tolerate. I didn't have to. Um, hey, he's arrogant. He's an asshole. I wore all and
Yeah,
wore them well.
I can see.
And
I can see that.
yeah, I wore them well, and was very successful at it.
Hmm.
But my thing is, if we're out on a date, I know. I mean, when I'm okay, I'm studying.
It all depends on the vibe, right?
Yeah,
It depends on the vibe.
but on the
What we
same
at?
note, you don't have to ask me if I like you and the vibe is good.
And you've been
The three
around.
the 3 months, the 3 month thing, that's for somebody who I'm shaky on. I'm shaky on
Hmm.
the 3 month thing.
If we
Um,
vibing, I don't have
yeah,
nothing doing. I don't have no issue. You know, my birthday ain't until October. Half the month, half the year is gone. Over half, right? So
right.
if you know, even if we not even together by the time my birthday come around, I'm still gonna buy you something for your birthday, right? If we together, and if we're dating, and I'm with you around your birthday, you know. But I mean,
Even if it's 2-3 weeks.
Even if it's 2-3 weeks now, and I might buy you a case of beer, it all depends. It goes to level. I might buy you your favorite drink or a card. You know, you gotta get its levels. You can go in. I've just known you for 2 weeks. I don't owe you no more than a case of beer, my guy. What I owe you for your birthday? What have we done in 2 weeks?
So do you feel like in them 2 weeks you can ask for money though to help on the light bill?
Oh, no. I'm not gonna
Okay.
ask for. I'm not gonna ask
Okay.
for shit.
Yeah, that's a turn off.
No. When he starts asking me for pussy, that's when I'm gonna start asking for money.
What else you got to offer though?
But what else he got to offer?
You got money. You need money.
Exactly.
You can't just walk up the road
You want
and go
something
on
from
any
me?
corner and find some money. But you can go to any corner, any gas station, you can find some cash.
Yeah, you can. And go ahead.
So
Go right on ahead, my guy.
it's
You're
not
more
as
than welcome to
valuable.
do
It's
that.
not as valuable as it used to
You're
be.
more than welcome to do that. Because yes, it is. It's always gonna be priceless.
It's not as
It's gonna
valuable.
always be priceless, babe. Pussy
Too many
priceless.
get free now,
Pussy priceless. I don't care.
and they done went down.
No,
y'all get away with a funky 40 now. In a minute they gonna
Look at
give
me.
y'all
Look
push
at
to
me.
20.
You got me all on here cussing and talking all
Hey,
bugger. Lord, be a fist around me. I rebuke this Satan in the name of Jesus, Lord Jesus. I rebuke it, Jesus. I know, right? But it's priceless, okay? At the end of the day, it's priceless.
And you have to think that way. Because for you to think it was anything less, it'd be something wrong with you. So you have to think that way.
No, I don't have to. This is what I know.
Well, tuna fish is done.
Okay, cool. Thank you, big bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Not yet. I'm on this podcast.
but hold your hand out, and this guy don't even know you, like talking about. You start talking about your bills and what you need. That's a red flag. That's a turn off.
That's a turn off. Yeah, that's a turn off.
But
Same with a guy. Same with a
do
guy. You get to talking to him, he start talking about, I sure like the way you look. You sure looking good, and then they try to touch you and ill and all that old stuff. Come on now.
What I'm saying, but my thing with the typical woman, what else do y'all have to offer, man? If he already got his own crib now, if a man needs somewhere to stay, yeah. But if he got his own crib,
if you want to
his
look
own
at it
money,
like,
if he needs
I'm gonna go with
vehicle to ride in, he in pimp mode.
I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with your example. If that's all if that's you saying what else, all I got to offer is my vagina, then all he got to offer is his dollar.
No.
Then first change.
A lot of women got it twisted though. But there's a lot of them think the way you think. Like, sweetie, check her out.
First of all, ladies, don't ever be scared to ask for no money. Period. Because it's hard to say. I mean, it's just we're women and we got coochie. First of all, but second of all, respectfully, you always gotta be cute about it though. You know. Like, babe, I need some groceries. I want to go shopping. Yeah. Like, you got to set it up. You don't just flat out and ask for it. You got to set it up nice and cute.
I would have told her, hell, I need some groceries too.
Don't we all?
Thank you. See what I'm saying? So that never got me.
No, that don't move me either when men do it. No.
But that's kind of new when you saying men be begging women for money and stuff. That's
what?
I never seen it. I mean, I've seen the guys who didn't have nothing and putting up with women.
I've seen guys with something.
That means he ain't like that woman. If a guy do that, just like when women hold their hand out to men, that means you don't really like them. So Now there have been women that tried to hang around, be in the clique, and we would use them to go to the liquor store, to whatever connections they have. We just use them, and when they get over there, they sitting down, on the bed, they sitting down, and we just doing our thing. We ain't paying them no mind. We waiting on them to leave. We ignoring the shit out of them. We didn't got our booms for them. We got our drinks out of them, but our night train or whatever we finna mix. We already got that, so we like, damn, I'd be glad when she leave. We whispering to each other, man, she's still sitting in there, And so when women ask you, just like all these guys saying on here, when a woman asks you for money, she don't like you, my guy.
If a woman ever asks me for some money and we ain't locked in like that, and she ain't like it take a while for a woman to get to that level with me. If she ain't there, she got me fucked up. I tell her no, like no. And let me tell you something, guys. If you're dealing with a woman, y'all just start kicking it, y'all just start talking, and she asks you for money straight out the gate, or when she just started to get to know you, she asks you for money, she don't like you like that. She basically need compensation for her time.
And that's real nigga shit. And so a lot of guys that have a little money, whether they pole hustling or whatever, they are paying the women. They flash their money. They flash their money. But when it's a guy who confident in himself, know what he has going on, he ain't doing it.
I need some memes right now, because you need to play bullshit.
No.
Bullshit.
Who what men to do that? So you still think that men are gun ho? Okay, why so many podcasts, and we even talked about it now, where they saying men not interested in the women the way we were. The new breed ain't fucking about no woman. They playing video games.
That's because they gay and down low.
They just not interested in women, because that too. But I think a lot of them not interested in women.
And not only, let me dress this up.
Yeah, you guys are
the fact that they're either gay or down low, and to us, our younger versions of women, they like women. Shit, they like niggas themselves. I mean, who that feminine energy is being slowly, you can see it through the generations of women. If you look at the mama, the grandmama, the mama, the daughter, you can see that feminine energy being sucked out of those women through the generations. And so now we're at our daughter generation, and the 20-year-olds are running around our daughters, but we had our feminine energy sucked out because of whatever we went through, and we sucked it out of our daughters as they were growing up. And so now they don't necessarily know or how to even tap into that feminine energy, because we've had to be the man for so long. So you got this new breed, the new breed of young ladies that the guys ain't feeling them and ain't checking for them like that, because shit, they ain't feeling them and checking for them either. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's a big old disconnect. They like each other enough to get together, maybe have sex and maybe even a baby, but not enough to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna not be so tough and show my vulnerability, and I'm not gonna be so masculine and be more feminine and show my vulnerability. They don't want to do that.
I can't dispute that. That you right. And I said that when they were saying, why is there so many single women? And I did say this on TikTok. I was like, when the man left woman, and she was forced to take care of herself, the kids and everything, and let her do that for 3 to 5 years. Let's just say she had a man at one time. He cheated on her. They broke up, And now
And they
she's
broke up.
forced to take care of them kids by herself for 3-5 years. It's gonna be hard as hell for any other man to come in her house or around her, period. And she showed that feminine energy that you're talking about, because she's had to protect herself and those kids by herself. Check the house at night, lock all the doors.
Right.
You know, get up in
But
the
you know
morning.
what? The right man, I feel, will slowly eat away at that. You know,
Yeah,
they'll
slowly.
ease that, you know. But we
Yeah,
don't have
but
the time, we don't have patience like that for no more for people.
that's what I was just gonna say. That depends on how much hell she or he done been through, especially him. So if he just coming out of a relationship where he got messed around, and then she's acting all masculine, because okay, he'll say, "Hey, baby, I don't think you need to take the trash out after midnight because it was a robbery. Somebody broke in somebody's house a street over. Well, I'm taking the trash out and ain't nothing happened." You know, so to get her to even trust the man again and get back into that, even letting him be a leader, is going to be a hard thing.
My using your example would be, hey, babe, I'm coming around about 8 to take your garbage out for you.
Yeah, but then she'll say, "No, you ain't got to do that. I got it." You know, because she used to taking it out.
Yeah, but that's okay. Okay,
I'm not even
with
going
a
to be
woman,
outside 3 minutes.
and with a woman like that, you got to be like, you know what, babe, it's already done.
But with men having so many options now,
I look at
it's tough, man.
I got young adults. My kids are young adults.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to tell their girlfriends so much. Let that man. I raised them boys to open the door, to hold the door, to open. You know, let him do that. Matter of fact, if he don't, stand there like you need him to. You know. I have
That's
to
gonna be
tell their
hard.
girlfriends, but their girlfriends, they so used to. I got it. They'll pick up the big old thing, case of water for baby. Let that man do that. It's okay that we got to do it when we got to do it. Because me and my granddaughter, we was at Sam's the other day, and I picked up the case of water. Me with my handicap self on a buggy, okay? But if I had a man with me, or if a man had an offer, I was gonna let him do it.
But yeah, the women ain't waiting. They gonna do what they do, and then the men know they have options. So whereas back in the day, a man would kind of run behind a woman more. They ain't running behind them now because
But men have always
have
had
more options.
options on some sort of level. It may not be as much now as it was then, but women have always outnumbered men. So men have always had options.
No. That's why I'm talking about the men, because you born with money between your legs. So we ain't talking about a woman. A woman can get anybody
I'm not even talking about that like that.
A woman
I'm
can get
talking
anybody
about
to lay
it
with her.
I'm talking about like you saying it's 15 men, 1 woman. Well, back in the day, it was 5.
Right.
Okay. So men have always had options.
Who have?
Men have always had
Men
options.
have always had options, but their options were few. It wasn't. It was few. Okay. Back in the day,
Men always had about at least 5 chicks to choose from.
Yeah, but to choose something of quality was rare.
Okay.
Right now, and I say so many times on podcasts and stuff, it's a pretty bitch on every corner now. Back in your town, back in the Gap, you can count the pretty women that would win pageants, that had it going on, that all the guys wanted.
Okay.
Now you turn left, you turn right. You walk through the mall, you be like, damn, that's a pretty ass bitch. Then you look to the left, damn, she look better than her. Damn, she look better than the other two. They out there now.
Yeah.
Back in the Gap, it was very few. And when you're in small towns, it's like it was only so many popular people that had it going on, male and female. And my cousin Austin that be on here, the yellow guy Nard I just showed you, it used to be like, damn, I would have talked to her, but you have. And then Ardell say, oh, I want to talk to you, but you should talk to my cousin. And so we had to come up with, hey, this town too small. There's only a handful of us that got it going on, that's able to move the way we want to move. It's only a handful. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I talked to your cousin 3-4 years ago. She can't stand me. I can't stand her. You know, and then with the town being small, they talk to you. Girl, you talking to him? But when I had him, you know, and yeah, they might got a little mad, but they eventually got over it. Because the town was too small. And I used to tell people I want to holler, but the town too small. You know. So men have always had options, but options were few. Today, men have, especially if he got his shit together, nice credit score, nice car, nice crib. That man that can choose whoever he wants. He just got to choose wisely because there's a lot of low down scamming, you know, women out there. Just like it's a lot of sneaky men out there. But finding a good, look at this, a man can find a good woman quicker than a woman can find a good man. Because
now, I agree with that.
And a lot of women get mad when I say that. But the reason I say that, a man can find a good woman. Because when you guys get tired and you want to settle down, whether it's 35, whether it's 40, you guys shut everything off just like you did. I tease you and I talk about you, but you live in proof that when a woman is fed up and she want to change, or she know who she want to be, or know what she wants, you guys will shut shit down on, drop with the goddamn dime, boom. And you could have been crazy about Eric for the last 20 years. Once you make your mind up, fuck Eric, you ain't thinking about Eric.
He can't even. I can't even spit on Eric if he on fire.
Store, you wouldn't even spit on him. You like, man, that nigga ain't.
I wouldn't even spit on him if he was on fire.
You see what I'm saying? And that's why I say a man can find a good woman, because when you guys make up your mind up that this is what you want to do, you guys are good. Guys, on the other hand, unless you focus and prove who you with, temptation will pop.
Yeah.
Temptation is hell. Do you understand me? And then
I can understand the temptation for men is a little bit stronger than it is for women.
It's strong because them women, and y'all don't want nobody that ain't got nobody. No. Women want a woman, women want men that women have. And I never understood that either. It's just like I was telling you, I think I was on this podcast and I was like, I went to this bar with my partner. He married fresh out of high school. And he was like, I was like, damn, dude, you know, he got his ring on and he all up there. And I was like, damn, dude, you know, he's like, I'll tell you what, meet me tonight. We're going to go to this spot. And then they used to have a club in the mall, a little bar in the mall, a little lounge. And so I met him at the lounge and he said, I'm finna show you something. So we standing at the bar. You know how you leaning on the bar, looking around, got your elbows on the bar, you got his drink.
Yeah.
And he's drinking with his ring hand. Trying to drink up. Women were taking their turns coming over there talking to him because he had that wedding ring. And then he said, watch this. He said, watch this. He said, when you have a wedding ring on, you fall in a different category. You get more women because then women know you got to go home to your wife. And she ain't got to put up with you. She just have you for that little time. And he gonna mess with her. He gonna help with some bills, you know, and this and that. But then he going to why she get the headache. And they broke that down to me at the bar. He was like, after he met up with her, he chose the one he wanted. We sat down at the table. We ordered food and stuff, and she broke it down. She said, "Oh, he come home to her. He gonna when we leave here in a few minutes, he gonna be with me. But when I'm through with him, he going home to her. That's he heard it." And I was like, "Damn,
that's our problem."
I was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Damn," because I was like, "Man, ain't nobody gonna holler at you. You got that damn ring on your finger." He said, "I mean, I'm gonna show you in a totally different category." And when they broke that down to me at that table, and then he told me, and they sat there probably another 15, 20 minutes, and he said, all right, man, I'm gonna holler at you. I'll hit you when I leave from over there. I was like, wow. And his whole wife was at home. She was in the bed.
Right. Getting cheated
and so
on.
me seeing stuff like that is what created my trust issues that I had back in the day. And I was probably...
I saw somewhere where a man was online. He said, I'm not going to do a business deal with a man who cheats on his wife.
Yeah, that was
Because
David
if the
Banner.
one you sleeping with, if he can't
You
trust
can't
you.
trust them. Right, that's David Banner.
Right.
But yeah, when I seen his movements, I've seen them men busting their ass working at these warehouses and paper mills, doing 16 hours, or the man that's working offshore doing them 4 days on, 2 days off, or something like that. And then women out there sleeping on these dudes, and them guys breaking their necks to try to put them in a nice house, a nice car, and take care of kids that's not his, and she out there messing around.
Yeah,
That
that's
created
fucked up.
my trust issues, which is why I was so hard on mine. Because to me, all women, because I've seen so much of it from 8 years old till grown. It's like my mentor, in the Air Force, got out the Air Force. Him and he married the chick. They both was in the Air Force. So you get more money when you marry. So I didn't look at it like that. All I knew is she didn't look like his type, because I knew his type, and they were married. Okay. So they seemed to be cool. Even his mom was looking like, what you doing with her? So anyway, they got married. They used their little what is it? It's not GI Bill or whatever it was to get the house built. So they got a house built. Nice house, nice neighborhood. Then once they got 2 cars and they got the house. They bought all this like at the same time. Boom, we got the cars, got that, boom. They bought We Saw. And she quit her job and decided to go to school and do the intern. You go to school and then start doing the intern thing. And some dealing with the hospital, surgical tech or some shit like that. And to see them split up, and I saw all the hell he went through to get the house, to when she quit her job, he was pulling doubles. And then for her to drop him at the drop of a dime, they got into it one night. We was all down there. I think it was around New Year's. And all we know is we was chilling in the loft. Their bedroom was upstairs. And he got mad and he said shit like that. And he, boom, hit the door. She had closed the door. He hit the door. And the door had a dent in it. She called the police on him. The police made him leave. Then that next morning we left because we had to go home. We had like a 8-hour trip. 6 to 8 hour trip to go back home. They made him leave. She told us we could stay till in the morning because where he went, it wasn't enough room for us. It was like 4 of us. So we ended up having to stay there. We got up early that morning, like 8 o'clock, and headed out, met him, and then we headed out. He went over there at lunch to get some more of his things. That helped him change the locks. So just imagine a 21, 22, 23-year-old seeing this shit going on with somebody you admire and you look up to. So I got messed up. And then I was also at the age of 18 and 19, I did a summer job in between college where I worked with the city. And it was a lot of older men there, like 60, 65. And at 18 and 19 years old, I'm listening to them tell them stories. You know, a woman can run faster with a skirt up than a man can with the pants down, and she can go to the grocery store and be picking out fruit and have a skirt up, and a man could be back there getting, you know, all that stuff. So I'm 18, 19
Oh
years
my
old
God.
doing this type of shit. So I'm like really messed up. So I just have a lot of, I had a lot of trust issues because of things I've seen, and I didn't allow it to happen to me. I would get out of relationships when
Well,
I
then
feel like
that could very well be what's going on with this new generation of kids. When you think about all the shit that they've seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
they're not growing up with mom and dad in the home.
No.
And so that woman
ain't
feels
being
like,
made to go to church or vacation Bible
right,
school. None of
they're not being
those
made to go to
little
school.
things. Yeah, that's true.
They're not
They
being made to
barely
go
go
to
to school.
school.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. And you know, and when we used to miss the bus, we used to be scared as hell. Like one time we
So we
missed the
gotta
bus.
walk.
One
I
time
mean,
we
we
missed
gotta
the
walk.
bus. My brother and I missed it. And dad, he worked at the mill, so he would be back there asleep. Mama at work, and we missed the bus. Man, we was hiding in the dryers. We was like, you know, we was nervous.
Yeah.
Now the kids skip school while the mama and them there. Hey, why you ain't at school? I ain't, you know, I missed the bus. I ain't feel like going, you know. Then he's sitting up
Get
there
put
eating
off the
cereal,
bus the first day of school.
you know. So it's just not the same, and it's us that failed a lot of the kids. But
Yeah.
a lot of times it wasn't on purpose, but then again it is, because all of my classmates turning up. I can go through any Facebook right now. They on cruises, they dancing, they living their best life. They on dates, they chilling. And I'm like, what kids?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now some of them, you know, the kids, you know, going to college and they did their thing. It's the generation, I'm gonna say half and half. Because a lot of Gen Z came from Gen X. So it's like somewhere that ball got fumbled. Now I'm let's just go to the little town that we talk about a lot on here, Bastrop, that Kirk be talking about. It was a thriving city, had a big international paper mill. They had a jean factory there, DoorDash jeans, and they was making other contracts where they was getting other like the jeans that Walmart have. They were making all kind of stuff, the Stonewash, and you know they had it was a thriving city. The mill left, the factory shut down first, the jean factory. Then the mill left where all the men worked. So it was like all the women worked at the jean factory, all the men worked at the paper mill. So it's like whenever it's time to get out, they look like ants coming out that place. You know what I'm saying? Just hundreds of women walking on that lot. And when the mill horn go off, you're seeing all these hundreds of guys coming out. So it was a thriving city. When both of them left, then women was forced to go work at a chicken plant that was like 45 to an hour away from the city. So those kids were forced to raise themselves. They had to do their own homework. They had to cook for themselves. They had to raise their brothers and sisters because mama had to work because she was a single parent. So that kind of messed up the generations that we're seeing in that cycle is steady continuing, because where that parent was gone, the daughter got pregnant, and that daughter got 2-3 kids that she raising. Mom still got it going on, you know what I'm saying, 45, 50 years old, still out there doing her thing. Then you got the 23-year-old daughter with 2 kids, or 3 kids, you get what I'm saying? That's busting at the kids, that's living off welfare, just throwing them potato chips and juicy juice. You know what I'm saying? And got guys coming over, busting at the kid while they in the back trying to have sex. I mean, it's just a revolving cycle.
Yeah.
And And that's where the women feel like and then the guys don't have no heart. The guys don't have, the new guys, they don't have that confidence. So they in their mind feel like I got to have some money in my pocket in order to get sex. So they're accepting these women saying, can you pay my bills? If you want this, I'm gonna have to do. You got to pay for you late. And so I see it all the time. And like this is one guy, and I call him my little cousin because we favor. And he a good guy, hardworking guy, and he ended up getting a baby by a stripper. And she fairly nice looking or whatever, and they got a kid together. But he feels like he was so crazy about her, and she messed over him, and she didn't want him, and it kicked his self-esteem down so bad till he be on social media.
Him gonna have it hard.
He act like he can't find a good one, he can't find, what he looking for. And he's talking, and then he'll even try to talk to I call them mud ducks, the less attractive women. And I was like, dude, you pulled her. You had her at one time. She became working in the clubs and around guys with money, and she was young and she got caught up in that lifestyle. She got, they stopped talking and whatever. I say, Nick, it's women out there. You fishing in the wrong pond because you found her in that pond, which was a rare fish. That was a rare fish. You found her, and you keep going back. It's kind of like when they say them people hit that first crack, they keep searching for that same high again, or when that woman get that first real orgasm, she starts searching for that. So he found her there, and so
I ain't never heard that about the orgasm, but keep going.
Every time he keep going to the wrong women, and I'm like, dude, you got to get out of that. You need to start going to these upscale bars. If you gonna, since you out there like that, start going to upscale bars. Talk to women that's not on your level per se, because he's not a bad looking guy. He's hardworking. He's well mannered. His mama brought him up good, and he's thug enough to hang with the thugs, but yet intelligent enough to do other things, to be an engineer. So he's the best of both worlds. He's an intelligent hoop like me. He's the best of both worlds. So I'm like, you need to fish in other ponds, because he's on social media every other day. He can't find nobody. The women ain't this and that. I thought I had somebody and she did this. You talking to the wrong women.
Yeah. You see, but it's something in him that same way with us women. When we pick the same type of man, or we keep getting done the same kind of way, we picking them wrong. Our picker is off.
Okay.
Our picker is off,
And see, I'm the opposite. Me and that guy, we're the opposite. Because if we talking to this bougie one and then we go something happen and we fall to the left of that, we're going to try something different. Well, we tried the bougie, so let's try the hood. Well, we did the hood, that didn't work. Let's go to upper middle class. We tried that. Well, maybe we need to see what this white girl gonna do over here. Get back around. We believed in other fish in the sea, and we would go and fish in all them ponds and just see how it worked. Then
just throwing your pole in every pond to somebody.
And then when we come back, we say, okay, who was better? Who was this? What did you like about that? Which one you think it'll work with? And it took him forever. It took us forever to find that one person. But we experimented enough to know what we were looking for. Just like you say, when you was trying to find what you were looking for, you got strayed. You was lost. You think this is it, then that ain't it. Then you go over here, and that's not it. So I plan with you a lot, but you say a lot of things that make sense. So I have mad respect
with my ghetto feel.
Yeah, you ghetto, you hood and ghetto as fuck, but you cool with it. You know what I'm saying? And so finding that
I'm just hood and ghetto on here. You know, this little podcast has been like therapy. It gets me get out what I want to get out, and I could be. I'm gonna always be authentically me, right? But
right.
I
Learn certain things.
pride I pride myself on being able to be relatable. I'm very relatable because my testimony is my testimony. My story is my story. Can't nobody tell no better than me. And some parts of it is fucked up. Some parts of it is funny. Some part of
Most
it
of
is
it is
hard.
messed up. And then it's funny too. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And, so it's like an onion. I told you I was like an onion. I got layers.
And I like I say, I peep a lot of stuff you say. I get on you a lot, but you real. You know what I'm saying? And then I always tell people that this podcast is therapy to me because I had some very, 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 very messed up ways until I got on this podcast. Because I was always thinking it was my way, no way, because I had the perfect bring up, family brought up, dad military, mom working, upper middle, got everything. So I know I'm a logical thinker. So I'm like, every man in my family married. He ran his household, you know what I'm saying? So I grew up seeing that. But I had to learn that it's more people on the planet than me, and everybody don't think like me. And what works for me may not work for you. And I had to learn that. But before the podcast, though, and just imagine how long I was effed up in the head, because like all they have to do is this.
But you didn't see
and that.
those men would give and take. You didn't see those men exemplify for you the give and take that it took to stay married.
Yeah, but I didn't pay attention to that because I was young. So I didn't pay attention. And like I told y'all on here, when I first got married, I already got out of it, and it took the guy who married us, which is an uncle, to say, because I called him. I mean, it was like the second week, because I'm so used to being by myself or bobbing the door. I'm DJ Black. I don't need this. I don't need that. And I called him because I was mad at him. I got mad at him for marrying us. So I called him, hey man, can't do this. I'm sick of this. She said, man, I can't take this. And he was like, I was in Louisiana. He was in Baltimore or North Carolina at the time. He said, boy, if you don't sit your ass down. And he said, when you sat up there and said that I do, and he started breaking down everything he asked me. You know what I'm saying? Rick Doppelford, the the whole sickness and in health and good and bad. You know, he said, I asked you all that. And he said, what you said?
Yep.
I said, I do.
Yeah.
He said, well, why you not? He said, when you chose to do that, it's no more me, my, and I. It's we, us, and our.
Yeah.
And when he down to me that night,
wait a minute, Joe. It's black. It's it went out. I can't hear you. So I guess Black has some technical difficulties. We're gonna be back, and I'm gonna leave this live.
Okay. But yeah, this was happening last week. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back to my other phone. But I'm gonna play a few of these videos and see what y'all think about the women who hold their hands out. Is it right? Is it wrong? Should there be, if a woman asks a man for money, is it because she don't like him? You know, but peep this one. He got a long one, but peep him.
Let's be real. This happens all the time where a woman that you just met tries to ask you for money, you know, like them $40 hoes and shit. Bro, if a woman that you just met tries to ask you for money, tell her no. And when she asks why, tell her the reason is because if you give her that money, she'll never respect you. You see, there is no excuse why a woman that you just met should be asking you for any type of money. You gotta understand, she got a mama, a daddy, uncle, aunties, cousins, brothers, sisters, friends, whatever. Why the fuck she can't ask them? The reason why she asking you is because 9 times out of 10, she don't respect you and you probably a sucker. Now, when you tell her no, there's a good chance, there's 50% chance that she might not fuck with you again. But that's a chance that you should be willing to take because your respect is everything. And again, if you give her money after you just met her, that woman will never respect you.
Now, he has a point. I kind of feel like that. Because the disrespect is real. And if you come across as a trick, she may treat you like one. She will use you to get her hair and nails done. And then she'll get with Junebug and he ain't got to pay nothing to get it. So you don't want to fall in that category. So I try to tell you guys, if they ask you, okay, if you have to keep calling them, waiting on them to accept you, to go out, to talk on the phone, they don't want you. And it's a lot of guys around here, they hustling. And like AJ said, you got the dope boys. And the dope boys, they're going to come with that money. They leave with that money. So when they come with that money, she'll be a fool not to take that money. And so that's why I think she gets spoiled that way. And then when you meet her, she's looking for you to come with that money. A lot of times. You very seldom find a woman that likes a guy that don't have too much. You know what I'm saying? They're out there, but they rare.
Fellas, this is how you know if a girl is just using you for money and using you as an ATM for a free meal ticket. Listen the fuck up. If a girl ever asks you for money to help her pay for anything, her tuition, to help her pay to get her nails done, for the electric bill, for the rent, whatever it is, you are the beta male barnacle in her life. I want you to repeat after me. I am a simpleton who is a free meal ticket for this girl. I am a beta male barnacle. And meanwhile, she's cheating on you and she's getting that hot beef injection from the alpha that she actually adores and looks up to. When a girl is truly enthralled with you, she views you as that alpha in her life. She would never disrespect you or have the audacity to ask you for money to help her pay for anything. They only do that with the beta male barnacles, the beta male providers. And guess what? She's not going to stop asking you for your resources until that well is completely dry. And once that money runs out, bye, see you later. She's on to the next sucker that she can take advantage of. You never want to be that guy, fellas.
And what he's saying is real. And I see it all the time. But like I say, they say, well, I'd rather pay for it and she go on about her business. At least I ain't got to deal with her, ain't got to put up with her. You know what I'm saying? But that gets old. That's going to eventually get old. So, fellas, if they get their hands out asking you to pay bills, pay for their hair, nails, and all that, and you barely know them, unless you just want to do the sex thing, if you're looking for a serious relationship, that one ain't the one. When they holler about red flags, those are red flags.
Those women that care and watch how much money you spend and how much money you spending on them, they don't like you. Because a woman that likes you don't want you to spend all your money. Because she's mindful of the union and the partnership that y'all are building. Like women that are like, oh, I need to get my hair and my nails done. Why is your hair and your nails not already done?
You see? So I know it's hard to find a significant other out there or a person out there, but you need to see those red signs and get out of it, because all you're gonna do is get used. So why get used by somebody that don't like you when you can be spending money at that time and that energy on somebody you actually like? So it's,
if you're dealing with a woman, y'all just start kicking it, y'all just start talking, and she asks you for money straight out the gate, or when she just started to get to know you, she asks you for money, she don't like you like that. She basically need compensation for her time and her energy or whatever. She needs you to compensate her. She don't like you like that. When women like you, they are almost ashamed to ask you for something. They're almost ashamed to ask you for money or favors and shit like that, because they don't want that to turn. They don't want that to turn you off. So always be mindful of that. But the response should always be, hey, listen, I don't just give my money to any woman. I reserve, providing financially for women who are exclusive to me, who I'm in a relationship with. And that should kill that.
now, fellas, what he said was some good advice. He gave you an excuse what to say when they ask you for money, so you won't get left out, dissed and dismissed on the spot. He said, tell them that, hey, I don't give money to just be giving it away. I give it to people that I'm exclusive with. So now she have a choice. Well, if I'm going to be with him and get money from him, we have to be exclusive. And so that was a pretty cool line that he said. And I feel like it'll work in getting you away from the simping. Because as soon as you give her that money, you're on that simp list. Girl, I ain't have to do nothing with him. We went on one date, and he paid for this. He got my nails done. He gave me $100. He gave me $200. I ain't do nothing with him. I didn't have to do nothing. And now you in that simp category, and everybody looking at you crazy because you the simp. And that's what we trying to do. We trying to get rid of these simps, because y'all simps making it bad for the real fellas that's out here. You making it bad. You making us you making them look bad, because you out here simping, paying for this, paying for nails, paying for hair, and then the real fellas that got their stuff together, we gotta compete with the simps. And like I say, I'm just glad that I'm not don't have to be in that cesspool trying to date and stuff anymore, because it would be tough. Even though I would run mine, I have it together, but I would have to break every female that I talk to down to the smallest compound and rebuild them, because the guys out here, social media and everything, they just messed them up. The sneaky links, trust issues out the water, feeling privileged. It's just crazy now. And so they are gonna ask you for money. That's the end thing. And just like Sweetie was on there saying, ask them, but ask them in a nice way. You're gonna get challenged. They're gonna ask you for some money. You just gotta stand your ground. And like that guy say, I just don't give my money to anybody. And that was a cool thing to run with. Now peep this one.
Women these days act like modern day prostitutes. Stop putting your Cash App online. Stop expecting a man you just met to fund your entire lifestyle. Why do you feel like a man that just met you, who doesn't know you, who doesn't have any responsibility to you, is supposed to pay your rent, buy you a bag, and do X, Y, and Z for you? That is not reality. Get to know someone for them. Stop using people, or I should say misusing people for money. It is so low budget to me. And I know that women think, oh, it is so fly to only want a man with money. How about you stop using men for money, stop being prostitutes, and learn how to actually meet someone that's valuable. And then you're complaining when the relationship don't work or he is cheating on you.
And I think that's what's missing in a lot of the relationships today. The women are not in their feminine, for one, and they don't respect themselves the way a lot of men wouldn't mind. So the newer generation is forced to tolerate the women of today that they're faced with. Then you have the traditional male that finds it hard to adjust, or he's trying to adjust to the new modern female, and they're clashing because it don't mix. Tradition and modern just don't really mix. So to find someone equally yoked, to find someone on your level, is super hard today, especially when they're easily influenced. Social media got them gone. The single friends and family got them gone. So it's not easy. It's not easy out there. Then I see this other friend girl of mine online. She hadn't been single in forever, and now she's trying to be single. And it's hard out there. It's hard. You don't know who to trust. You don't know who just want sex. Then when you have kids in the play, who's gonna be around the kids? You can't just bring anybody around your kids. How do you choose the next man when you only have one man and you have one baby daddy and 3+ kids? Those kids, especially if they 5, 6, they're not gonna really want to be around another man that's not dad. And so now you're stuck with that. So it's just a lot going on. And then for you to meet somebody and be on a date and then ask them to help with a bill or something because little Johnny got soccer practice and you have to pay the soccer bill. It's just, and with men feeling like a woman ain't gonna do nothing but use him, it's super tough.
If a woman ever asks you for money, she don't like you. I don't care what the situation is, she don't like you. And guys, do not give her the money. If you give her the money when she asks you for it, all respect is gone. She would never respect you. She gonna always look at you as a trick. All she's doing is trying to use you, bro. She has no real interest in you. But she's like, you know what? I guess I'll get some money from this dude because I want to go get my nails done. I want to get my hair done. A lot of these women be broke, bills late, credit all messed up. They want you to come through and give them some money to help them out. Guys, don't do that.
And I'm sure everybody out here knows somebody that fits those categories. You know, and like I say, the 90-day thing. But if I like a person, I'm gonna make it my business to know the struggle. And if I like them, I don't want to see them struggle. So I'm gonna pull strings. I'm gonna do whatever I can to make that person comfortable. That's just how I was raised. That's just how I am. But holding that hand out when y'all just met, that sucks. So ladies, don't do that shit. Stop.
Anybody trying to date me, my bills or your bills? Care whose car it is. You're trying to date me. You're trying to take a load off of me. So my car is your car for the bills. I don't simple.
Now listen, I can't speak for other men. I can't personally speak for it because I have seen men who have no options and they are so desperate that they're willing to do whatever it takes in order to have a woman. So there are men out here who will actually do this. You need to stop worrying about the demands that you can make on men and start getting yourself in a financial place where you do not have to rely upon a man that does not know you to pay your bills in exchange for the time and the conversation that you give them.
And on that note, I agree. Women, get yourself together where you don't need a man or woman to help you maintain your lifestyle. Men don't mind helping women that don't need them. It's a problem when that woman needs that man to live that lifestyle. If he knows she's independent, she's gonna eat or shop, whether he's around or not, that hits different than that man who know that woman is 100% dependent on him. And when you're single and in that world like that, it's different. And I'm speaking for the singles. That's why I gave a shout out. I want the single people that was dating to watch this and participate. It's not for the married, because when you're married, it's a totally different ball game. It's totally different. You just like this guy, when you're married, you already, you know, your job is to protect, you know what I'm saying, and provide. So married people don't count, but he's finna break this down.
If you're married, we not arguing the fact for a man. His job is to provide, protect, everything, right? When he married to his wife. But we talking about the women who expect all of these things when you're just dating a guy. And all I'm saying, and we saying up here, is that a lot of people are capping about the women are capping about they got the men paying all their bills and you just dating this guy. And the guys are capping about how they paying all the woman bills and they just dating. That's a lie because we know most of y'all got multiple people y'all deal with. So it's no way possible if you a woman who's dating multiple men and all of these men are giving you money for all your bills, you should never have a worry in this world.
Yeah. Shouldn't have a care in this world if you getting all that money. So yeah, we got a storm going on too. So I'm about to get off this thing. But yeah, women need to start back respecting yourselves so the guys can respect you. And vice versa. Men, start stepping up. Start being real men again. Even if you have to go back and look at movies from the 90s and maybe late 80s to see how men treated women. You need to go back to that. You know what I'm saying? I know the mothers say they raising their kids to open doors and do the chivalry thing, but it's like it's something missing on both sides, men and women. And until we find that common ground to get everybody back on one accord, this dating world is just going to be super tough. Women on women, men on men. The men act like they don't like the women force to not like the men. It's just a crazy circus out here. And like I said, I hate for those brothers and sisters that's out there that's trying to fit in this new dating world that's not used to it, that want that fairy tale, that want that honey love. And it's hard to find because everybody done been messed over or cheated on. And so you just have a world of untrustworthy people to choose from. Everybody's scared one gonna mess over this one. Then you got social media where it's crazy. But I feel for anybody out there, and I hate to go out there, but this is how delusional the new dating world is. The new modern women. This is how they really think. Peep this out.
If you are a real man, as soon as you start dating her, right after the first date, the first thing you need to be doing is, number one, picking up her cell phone bill, making sure that you get, hey baby, how much do your nails cost? How much does your hair cost every month? I'm going to make sure that I Zelle you this amount of money, $300. I'll Zelle you on the first every month. Yeah. So that way you can make sure you get your hair done, your nails done, and I take care of your cell phone bill. Real men do that.
So the first date is really about figuring out how you can pay for everything that she's got going on.
I mean, basically,
why
like,
shouldn't it be that? And if you don't make enough money, you either need to start working extra time, or you need to leave that girl alone.
Just get a second job, or go get somebody else.
Go get somebody else. You're not suitable for her.
Nah.
Oh, nah, they different. They're either trolling or this is simping on another level. And at this point, I might just be an alien, so I'm not a real man according to today's dating standards.
And so you have guys that literally have to jump out there in this dating world and jump through hoops for women. Like we had one where the guy had spent over $2,000 or something like that. I think, no, he spent like $1,000 a night trying to date this lady and never did touch her hand, didn't get no kiss, didn't get nothing. Then she wanted to go out like the next night or that next week, and that was another $600 or something like that. It is tough out there. It's tough. Especially, I mean, it's tough because you guys make it tough. If something too crazy for me, I don't participate. And so I a lot of stuff I miss because I'm like, I don't participate. Nah, let's go here. How much is it to get in? Oh, it's $100 to get in, and it's a 3-drink minimum. No, you can have it unless it's something I want to do. But if I get invited to something like that, or is there somewhere where a female want to go, I'm gonna check out, what's the prices and all that. There's levels, just like Africa was saying, or AJ was saying on here earlier. There's levels. Now, if we're in it to win it, we've been together for a while, and she want to try something like that, and I know that she's a potential one, the sky is the limit. Just like with the wife, the sky's the limit. But jumping out of the gate and you wanting to go to all these expensive places and you need help on this bill, that bill, daughter needs this paid, son needs that paid, and we only been talking 2-3 weeks or a month and a half, and you're asking for something, those are red flags, and I'm not participating. And I know how to say no and have no problem saying no. And that's the problem with these guys that don't have options. They are afraid to say no. And so they gonna eventually get that money. Are they trying to impress her and her friends or family? They gonna give that money. I never came from that. But yeah, it's storming. I'm gonna play another video, then I'm getting ready to get out of here. That rain is coming down out there, so I don't know what's going on.
Let me also say, as a man, you shouldn't be paying no girls' bills if y'all not married. I don't believe in that.
The opposite is
because I know. I already feel it. I feel it growing in the comments. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, as a man, you should not be paying no girls' bills.
As a man, you shouldn't be paying no girls' bills if y'all not married or living together, or if she ain't your baby mama and you trying to make it work. If you just out here dating and you run around here paying electric bills and car notes and car insurance, you simping. You a simp. Especially if you don't know that person. And if y'all ain't vibing. But shit, it sounds like it's hailing out there. I don't know. I think I just showed all the videos I need to show, but the show sound like it's hailing. So I'm getting ready to shut this down until next week. But the key is, fellas that's out there dating. I got a homeboy now that's out there dating. You're out there dating, man. You need to Pay attention to the red flags. Don't simp. When they're asking for money, before you can even get to know them, before sex come into play, before Netflix and chill, get away from her. She is not for you. Y'all fellas need to stop simping, because there's a lot of women out there. You just got to take your time and find the right one. Because from what I'm understanding, you guys, a lot of them are getting tired of the one-night standers and the easy women. A lot of people trying to settle down now. I don't know what's going on, but as I look at social media, it seems like a lot of people are getting a little lonely or something. So take your time. There's more out there. Don't stop this simping shit, paying for it. Find you somebody and chill. There's some good women out there. They rare, far in between because of social media, and then some of them putting on a show. But on that note, I'm about to shut it down. The storm is coming. So what I'm going to do is check me out, Facebook. Yo, but yeah, I'm gonna be in the mix Friday or Saturday night on my TikTok. The storm is kicking in, so I'm about to get out of here, y'all. It's been real, but check me out. I'm gonna be in the mix, doing my thing Friday or Saturday night on TikTok. And I'm gonna post the link. Go over there. I'm gonna be playing a little everything, probably do a little Afro beats. Y'all know I gotta come with the trail ride. I'm gonna do a little club stuff, probably introduce a little new music. But just check me out. I'll be on my TikTok. So just, I think it's DEEBLAKK over there on TikTok. But I'll post the link, my live link. Just click on it and come check it out. I'm gonna be in the mix, playing a little everything, some old school, some new school. This is gonna be doing me. You know what I'm saying? So tune in and check it out. And on that note, I'm about to get out of here. DJ Black signing out. Speak on that podcast. 2K25. I'm out. So check us out. Same time, same place next week. We're gonna be doing it, but look for me, like I say, Friday or Saturday. But I think I'm gonna do it Friday, probably around 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. But just peep me out on my Facebook. On my TikTok. But I'm gonna post my link on Facebook so all my Facebookers can check it out. So y'all can hear one DJ, all genres. But with that being said, I'm out. DJ Black. Peace. Holla.
What you think, man?
I've been in the polyamory lifestyle. I can't even say lifestyle because it's not a lifestyle. It's a way of loving, not a way of living. I've been polyamorous for about 10 years now. Okay. And the mindset for me is, mentally, I think I've been polyamorous longer than actually practicing it, because I've always felt that this monogamy just doesn't fit for me. Right. I don't understand why I have to only love one person, or why I can only show affection for one person. Where is this written? Why do I have to go along with what the societal standard supposedly is? Right.
And then
the problem comes when you love somebody too much. When you let yourself love somebody too much,
and they don't love you the same.
It's not even matter whether they love you back or not. They can love you back, but it's still unhealthy to love somebody that much. Which I understand that ideology of that. Well, I can't have. I might as well, I I've been there. I know that. But at the same time, you have to realize, you know, what your culpability is in a relationship going, however it went. You know, you start thinking about, well, damn, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. So, you know, you can love somebody too much. And then, see, this complicates things for us men because we already have a hard time forming those emotional attachments. You already told don't do this.
The missing link to that goes back to a time before we even thought, you know, why doesn't my father is that a protection for me?
Right.
Or is that the way he was raised? Or maybe somebody hugged him one day, a man hugged him. I'm not saying this is what happened, but I'm just saying we got
No, but there are things that could have happened that absolutely that caused him to be the way he is.
made him feel weird, needed.
Right.
So the things that we think are sometimes a rejection or a lack may have been a protection.
And most of the time they are like absolutely. But if we don't understand that, all we know is the rejection.
But see, like what I understand with my father,
men were going to jail, killing each other, and then now we got bisexual, then we got gays, now we got transgender. So with all of that going on, the purpose of that was removing the black man, the black male from the household. Okay? So with him not being in the household, she's getting the welfare, or she's out there in the workforce, forced to take care of herself, and if she have children, to take care of the children alone. Whether he's in jail, whether he's dead, whether he's bisexual, whether he's gay, whatever. The black male was removed from the home, and black woman was forced to provide for the children, for herself.
You're missing one other thing that removes black male from the home. That's white women. Because after a while, it was run on black men, white women. Yeah, white women. You know, at one point, black men, they just had to have a white woman. No matter what their social economical status was, white women was the way to go. And so that pulled a lot of black men out of the house.
Damn, I so missed that. I mean, I know Rick James, you know, I know, you know, I mean, you did it. I just didn't think of that as a major absence of the black man. So you
being a provider means so many things.
Right.
It means put you in a house. You know, it means I got your back. It means we're doing this together. It means I'm not gonna walk away when things get hard. You know, that's providing, right? I'm gonna provide emotional protection so that you can, you know, I'll be present for you when you don't feel like you can be there for yourself or whatever, you know. So there's so much more definition to the thing, right? And even on the flip side, looking at, you know, men with kids, right? I remember I did not want a man who had kids. And I was about 25 when I met my